Alright, welcome out there, Ruthless Racing Nation, as this is another Thursday night of action-packed racing right here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. And tonight, it's a special night as it is the regular season finale coming to you from Iowa. And we have a lot of guys here that are looking to get in the playoffs, and the cutoff line is +-1. And that's Bad Martin down there fighting for his life. He's down 1 point to Trav Nation tonight. Jared is only above the cut line by 17, or not even 17, by 12 actually. So that's pretty close there. Lando out there, he is only 6 off of Travis, 17 off of Jared, and then Sticky is 26 out on Jared, looking to get in the playoffs. Not necessarily a must-win situation for him, but he needs all the points he can get. And there's a couple, and anybody else in the field that's racing tonight is winning in if they are playoff eligible, if they have enough races. Anybody that's making their first start, I think we have one or maybe two guys out there making their first start tonight. So we'll see how that works out for them. Obviously, those guys will not be playoff eligible if they were to win the race tonight. But as it stands right now, Hollywood is looking to be the regular season champion, and that will come with 10 bonus points for him. Then he's followed by Typical, and then Shepard is actually third in the points, but Henson taking the third spot in the playoff runnings where he has 2 wins. Failed to mention that Hollywood also has 2 wins, with Typical having 3. Dan the Man would be 4th in the playoff rankings at the moment due to his win, but he is actually, if he was to just be pointed up, he would be way down in the standings below Animal. So Dan the Man getting that win and being playoff eligible was big for him. But you got Anxious Yeti. He is going to make the playoffs, as he is standing, I believe, 4th in the regular points. We don't have it set up to where it's in order both ways, so I'm having to bounce back and forth. But then Jared, Travis, Bad Martin, Lando, and Sticky are all battling for that, pretty much the last 2 playoff spots. So it's a big night of racing for a lot of these guys. Not everybody's going to make it in, so we'll see how it works out for them. But a little surprise for us this evening. We're going to have those cutoff guys come in here for a little bit of a interview beforehand. So we'll get them in here, if y'all will cut with us. Alright, so I'm pretty sure we got everybody in here. Thank you all for setting that up. But we got Jared in here. He is the first one looking to solidify himself in the playoffs tonight. He is 12 up on Bad Martin, who is only 1 off of Travis. So Jared, what are you looking to do tonight as you go in here and try to keep yourself in that second above the cutoff line?
Just stay out of all the trouble. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of spins through the turns as tires get old. Just hope don't get caught up in it and go laps down.
That's about all you could ask for at a track like Iowa. But it is a fast one. And best of luck to you. Hopefully you make the playoffs whenever it's all said and done.
Let's hope.
And Trav Nation, Mike is in disrepair at the moment. But he is going to send me a message, and I will read it to you. But Travis, one ahead of Martin tonight. I mean, how you going to get it done? You really got to take every single point and basically finish ahead of him every single time. So, whenever he gives us that response, we'll see what he says. Uh, how you going to get it done tonight, Trav? Bad Martin, 1 point below the cutoff line. And, I mean, what's it going to take out here? Is Iowa track that you look forward to in this kind of situation?
Yeah, I don't. I just sit there and try to run top five tonight. I have nothing to lose and everything to gain here, so that's where I'm at.
And it sounds like somebody that knows where he is at the track tonight. He knows what it's going to take, and that's just to gain everything. And best of luck to you, Bad Martin. And then Lando, he's only 6 out, 5 off of
What's
Bad
going
Martin.
on?
Yeah, you look to make your start tonight. You really need every point you can get, but there's a lot of potential here to make the playoffs in the regular season finale. So, do you think you have what it takes here at Iowa?
Uh, Iowa, it's more closer to my best track throughout the circuit of Ruthless racing for this season. And I think I definitely have a chance. I'm in there for the points, but I don't mind going balls to the wall with these boys.
It's good to hear. I definitely think we're in for a good, exciting night of racing as we get down here to Sticky, who is 26 points off of the line or
Yeah.
off of a spot, and not really in a must-win situation, but in a every point situation. So, how do you see yourself trying to work yourself through the field tonight to possibly gain that lost ground?
Well, I think we got a lot of guys that are going to be pushing pretty hard, trying to get that win, and I'm just going to try and steer clear all the craziness and hopefully get a good point tonight, and hopefully point my way in because I'm coming from the back, so we'll see what happens.
It sounds like a plan. I mean, you just can do what you can only do, but just stay patient, but be aggressive where you can take a point. And good luck to you. But
Appreciate it.
nobody forget that anybody can win and end tonight that is playoff eligible. That is 4 races raced. So if they've done that, they can get it done tonight, right here at Iowa in the regular season finale. But we'll get you the starting fields tonight as we got Typical taking the pole, Lando going second. We got It's Bob Drew making his first start, starting in third. We got Bad Martin starting in fourth, Anxious Yeti in fifth, Shepard sixth, G-Dog seventh. We've got Hollywood starting eighth, Trav Nation in ninth, Sticky Renthouse in 10th, Jared in 11th. And that is all that qualified. Possibly some more people out there. But as always, thanks to everybody out there watching. This is the Ruthless Racing series on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. As always, this is on Thursdays at 9:30 Eastern Time. So please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done that. If you're in the chat, let us know who you think's going to win tonight. And if you're not familiar with the points, I got them over on the community tab right there on my channel, and you can see who is fighting for those final 2 spots. There's really 2 spots available out here. There's still more than that actually, but just with the reality of where the points are at the moment, there's really 2 spots up for grabs. And once again, I want to thank Typical 30 for his Ruthless Radio. That is Typical 30 on YouTube. That is where I get all my in-race information. So, appreciate him. Trav Nation got them money signs up. Trav, don't think he ever sent me his reply to my question, but I'm gonna say he's just gonna try to keep the wheels on it, keep the engine in it, and go out there and hopefully be more than 1 point above that cutoff line whenever it comes around. But as of right now, Trav Nation is a playoff driver, and until that race starts, he will actually fall below the cutoff line. Oh, I'm sorry, Trav. I didn't see that. Well, you heard it. Basically what I said. Didn't even read his comment. Making the playoffs no matter what. And if I know Travis, he's a man of his words. And a words of his man that he will stick to. But yeah, anybody out there, tell me who you think's going to win this bad boy tonight. This is the regular season finale at Iowa right here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. Got Skew Car out there in the chat. Yeah, you're going to get wrenched. Damn. I wish we had t-shirts that do that, get wrenched. It'd literally just have a blue wrench at the end of it. That'd be so great. Alright. Working on that join. Hopefully get in there before the start of this race. Typical was on the pole. And this will be the regular season finale at Iowa for the Ruthless Racing Series. 2 playoff spots realistically up for grabs here tonight. So we'll see how that works out. With 4 drivers already locked in due to wins. And one of those 4 drivers are actually not in the field tonight, and that is Henson. But we are going to catch them as Typical is going to roll off here up front at Iowa for the regular season finale here in the first season of the Ruthless Racing. Sorry, everybody. I guess my controller was not charged. Apologize. Got that fixed real quick, though. But here we are, first lap. Typical already jumping out there. Got the 6 of Bob Drew right behind him, and you can see him in that Oscar Mayer car. And Bob Drew making his first start here in the Ruthless Racing Series. And there's the 43 of Lando behind him. And these 3 have seemed to pull out to a little bit of a lead. Shepard in 4th in that 48. And I believe that's Project 62 running 5th. So you see the 4 of Bad Martin already having issues. And now there's Trav back a point ahead. So we're going to be watching this battle all night, as this is a 1-point battle at the start of this race. Travis actually starting below the cut line once the green flag took off. But here he is battling for his spot. Here they are, door to door, early on from Iowa. Everything NASCAR in the house. Trav, turn 2 wall. Yeetus, or Skew Car called that just a little bit earlier in the chat. Gonna get wrenched. But Travis looking strong up there. Martin able to complete the slide job. Oh, got a lot going on back here. Hollywood looking to make this a race. And he kind of makes Trav get into the wall a little bit. As I do not like these camera angles sometimes here at Iowa. But we'll deal with it. And that 4 of Bad Martin's looking to make the better of it. And here's Project 62, Anxious Yeti. Sorry, guys, let me get this. My apologies, a rough start to the stream. Some technical issues and just issues. And there's your league owner or league operator, chief operations officer, Hollywood, in that 16. As this is the first season of Ruthless Racing Series, so this is our first regular season finale. Everybody racing here in Ruthless Racing Series is making history. As you can see, he's working door to door with the 21 of Trav Nation. As we've yet to see Trav Nation poke their head. Oh, there we go, Alan Cartel. I just happened to look up and there he is. It says Go Hollywood as he was working against Trav Nation there. We've had a good battle, a couple good battles out of Trav already. As he's going to go back to the inside, cause a little issue for this 16. Got Jared. He's one of those two guys above the playoff line, but not looking good here early in that 19. There's Dan the Man way back in this pack. Kind of a surprise. And here's Typical. Looks like he's up front, battling with the 6. So we have had a lead change here as Bob Drew has took the lead, but Lando has dropped back off of these two cars back in third here as he has got Project 62 working up behind him. Bad Martin right there on the rear of Yeti. As they really could have done better at this track with this. Okay, Alan and Trav are... No Trav Nation tonight, just Trav Nation on the track. No Trav Nation in the chat. Anti-Trav Nation tonight. Very good for ratings. And here's your leader at the moment. It's Bob Drew. Leading here early on in stage number 1. It is lap 14 out of 34. 21 remaining in stage number 1. This is the Ruthless Racing Series. Right here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. And that is correct, Skew Car. We are booing Trav Nation tonight. Apparently Go Hollywood. And I personally won't be Hollywooding, but Alan, all for it. Go for it. As you can see, Typical is trying to ride that bumper of the 6 car here. Just trying to make a move. Inside goes to 3. Let's see what he's got for him. And slide job not going to be quite complete. Momentum going to go to the outside to Bob Drew. But can he hold it up there on the high side good enough to maintain this lead? Slide job coming from the 3. Not going to be quite clear. Contact coming down the front stretch. And back into turn number 1, door to door, side by side once again. Oh, Bob Drew gets on that seam a little bit. Has to let out of the throttle way too much. Typical going to jump out to a monstrous lead now. So from battling door to door to a 2-car length lead for Typical. And as you can see, there is some lap traffic starting to poke their heads up into the view or the windshield of these leaders. There's Bad Martin, 1 below the cutoff line at the beginning of this race. And at this moment, I believe he is 2 ahead, or 1 ahead of Trav Nation. Project 62, contact, dragging the wall. Dan the Man Hollywood going to go inside. Hollywood not able to keep it up down there on the bottom, but will get it gathered on exit. Here comes the 17 of G-Dog looking to take another spot from 62. 48 gets up into him. Contact from the 17. 62 goes up, Lee grabs some more wall. Unfortunate sequence of events there for Anxious Yeti. .48 of Shepherd there towards the back of this pack. Got 12 guys out here racing tonight. Talladega is in the playoffs. I believe it is a part of the round of 6. I believe that's what we're going with. There is G-Dog. As you can see him racing back here amongst these mid-pack cars. Got a lot of beating banging coming up out of 4 there. Trav Nation got a little loose, I think. Getting on that seam a little bit. Dan the Man goes way up, going to grab some wall, forcing it 3 wide with Hollywood. Trav Nation coming to the inside, gets a little quarter panel to 16. 16's able to keep it out of the wall. Trav Nation still hard on the inside. G-Dog able to pass Trav Nation through all that sequence of event. Oh my goodness. Got some beating and banging for a short track here at Iowa. Who's saying that this shouldn't be the regular season finale? This is a good track. Look out, we got a lot of door-to-door racing going on out here this evening. Got our new and improved overhead view here. 16, 17 in numerical order at the moment. Trav Nation lost a lot of spots there after getting loose earlier. Sticky Renthouse getting passed by the leaders. Now he is a lap down. Basically, at this point, a win and end situation for him for his chance to be racing for the Ruthless Championship. There's Dan the Man. Solidified his spot with a win earlier on in the season. And by making this start, he is playoff eligible. And there is your leader, typical, out here to a great lead. And we'll watch his line here for a couple laps, as we'll see what he is about in that 3 car. Alan Cartel says he's going to call Travis winning Talladega whenever that comes around. Hopefully Travis would still be in the playoffs by that point. All of it rests on what he can do here tonight at Iowa in the regular season finale. As 2 playoff spots are up, we got one around on the backstretch in the 19 of Jared. As that will not cause a caution, as he is a 1-car accident. And his playoff hopes seem to keep getting a little bit smaller as he goes more laps down here in stage number 1. As he is 12 above the cut line. So we're going to see what else is going on back through here. Find out where Bob Drew is. It looks like... Oh, Bob Drew has found himself all the way back here with the rest of them. As Bad Martin, I believe, has now took 2nd place. As we've got 3 laps remaining in stage number 1. As we kind of let this one get away from us. We have 34 laps in stage number 1. And we are down to 3 to go. As you can see, Bob Drew, gets down into the 16 a little bit. He's going to gather it, though. No grass this time by. Bad Martin looking real good there for the playoff standings, as he will finish many points ahead of Trav Nation after a 2nd place finish in this stage, as we will come to 2 to go at the line this time by, as Bob Drew had the lead at one point here in this stage, dropped all the way back. And there's Bad Martin taking 2 to go. As you can see, Typical right there. And he is out to a monstrous lead, as he is the whole backstretch ahead of the field. And Bad Martin is in second as he comes to take the white flag this time by. This will be the green-white checkered for the end of stage number 1 in the regular season finale at Iowa. This is the Ruthless Racing Series on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. And there is Typical, your stage number 1 winner. And not an uncommon scene here in the Ruthless Racing Series this season, as Typical has won many stages all season long. But congratulations to him on another one. Dan the Man finishing second. My bad. I guess Dan the Man was able to overtake Bad Martin, who finished third. Hollywood in fourth, and it's Bob Drew rounding up the top 5. And that was stage number 1 right here from Iowa, and it was a good one. Typical, unfortunately, taking literally half a track lead on the rest of them. These guys looking at no pitting this stage unless a caution causes them to go in and get some fresh Goodyear tires. But want to thank everybody out there watching. Please check the description for a Humble Bundle deal. May help you save some money. You pick what you want to pay, I'm pretty sure. And if you're interested in some tickets, check out SeatGeek for your first purchase. Use code SKEWCAR at checkout for $20 off. And as always, thank you, SKEWCAR. And we are coming up on the SKEWCAR restart zone here from Iowa. As Typical will be your stage 2 pole sitter with Dan the Man out there on the outside pole. And we are door to door coming back through for stage number 2. 31 laps here in stage number 2. As no pits will be required if we stay green. And Typical looking to do much of the same right now, as he is jumping out there to some kind of a lead. But Dan the Man wants to have something to say about that, as he was able to come back all the way to second place there in stage number 1. Bob Drew, the surprising drop back there after, I believe, starting second or third in his first start here in the Ruthless Racing Series. And Ruthless Racing will not be taking on any more drivers for the rest of the season. But Season 2 will start sometime after the beginning of next year. But that 3 looking to jump out to another lead, but we're not going to worry about that at the moment. Look at this backpack. Oh, Bob Drew around somewhere back here. Big, unfortunate event for him. We've got to watch this battling going on back here. Look at this mess that we've got going on. Hollywood back here in the mix of it. 43 looking to make all the moves he can. Lando needs all the points that he can get. Not finishing in the top 5 there in stage number 1 was not good. Oh, 16 in the 43 having all kinds of issues. As I don't know if that's going to be bringing out anything. Not sure what happened. 16 possibly got loose. A little too much bumper from the 43. Not really sure what's going on. And there's Trav Nation running about mid-pack. Got one grabbing some grass there. I believe that was the 17 of G-Dog. There is Jared. He is fighting for his playoff life tonight as well, as he starts 12 up in the race. Trav in the 16 door to door. banging off each other coming down the front stretch. 16 is going to get the better of that battle at the moment. Slide job from the 21, not quite complete. Dan the Man still on the bumper of that 3, looking to make some noise. And there's that Project 62 car running 4th position. Shepard in 5th in that 48. And Bad Martin running 3rd. Bad Martin looking good for the playoffs at the moment. Trav looking behind. A bad finish here in stage number 2 for Trav Nation would probably have to require a win or a very, very bad stage 3 for Bad Martin. As other drivers like Lando are right there on the brink. As we see him right there right now running about 6th position. It's Bob Drew. Had some issues there earlier on in this stage. He finds himself working against Sticky Renhouse here through the back half of the racetrack. Bad Martin there, 3rd position. Looks like he's gaining a little bit of ground up on these 2 front runners in Typical and Dan the Man. And as it stands here in this top 3, that is how they finish stage number 1. So no big changes here as we take on these 31 laps in stage number 2. This time by, they will have 18 laps remaining. 17 at the line. As you can see, Typical up there, kindly stretching out the lead little by little as the stage goes on. And if we stay green, no pit stops this stage. As always, thanks for everybody out there watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. Thanks to Skew Car. Typical 30 for his Ruthless Radio on his YouTube channel. Typical 30. And Everything NASCAR for Ruthless Racing Series highlights. They go up just a couple of days after the Ruthless race itself, so be sure to check those out. And I usually share those things over on my community tab, so if you have notifications on, or if you're subscribed, you would see that pop up into your YouTube feed. And there is Project 62 Anxious Yeti. Running 4th position, has been most of the stage. Top 5 has solidified theirself early on here in stage number 2, and they have held on to those positions quite well. And there's Miss Helms for Trav Nation. And that's kind of funny. You got the anti-Trav and pro-Trav kind of happening. We'll get back here and see what's going on with that 21 car. Racing amongst a good pack of cars here with the 43 and the 17. So there we go. Got Trav Nation in the house. Trav Nation on the screen. Trav 1 point above the cutoff playoff, or the playoff cutoff line before the race. And there goes Hollywood loose again off turn number 4. Another issue for him coming out of that final turn. Couldn't tell you. I don't know why I keep gaining and losing and losing and gaining, and It's a roller coaster to 300. We get there, we don't get there. It's all good. Oh, a little bit of issue there for the 21. Almost grabbed some wall and made it a big problem for a lot of people. There's Sticky Rent House. Must-win situation for him at this point. And Jared, 12 above the playoff cutoff line before the race, but probably not so much at the moment, as he has had some issues earlier on in stage number 1. And here's Dan the Man losing the bumper of that 3. That is the leader, Typical. And regular season championship, I believe, did go to Hollywood, regardless of what Typical done here. If that included a race sweep, winning both stages and the race. But we'll see how that works out in the end when the points are posted. I'll have those on the community tab whenever they become available, where this is the regular season finale. So we'll know who will be playoff racing come that time. But next week will not be the playoffs because Thanksgiving is abound. But Tuesday we will be having our non-points all-star race taking place at the New Hampshire Oval. And if you're not new to Ruthless Racing Series, you'll know we ran that as our clash earlier on this year. Typical was the winner of that. So if you're interested in that, come Tuesday, we'll be doing that right here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. It'll be New Hampshire Oval All-Star Race, Ruthless Edition. And the leaders come up on some lap traffic that easily get out of the way. And there is Typical out there to that dominating lead, a 1.5 second lead. Thanks to everybody out there watching. Got 8 viewers in here at the moment. As we'll get us a lap count come down this next time. As I think most of our field has basically spread out. 19 down and stopped on the front stretch. Possibly engine issues. You can see him low and slow here in turn number 1. Trav Nation back door to door with that 16. All kinds of problems for Hollywood here this evening. Between him and that 21, quite the rivalry that we've got to witness. Good for ratings. Oh, 16 grabs some wall. Takes the whole thing with him when he goes. Trav Nation looking to take some more spots. Just more than against Hollywood, and there he is, completed the pass. And there's Trav Nation going to take another one. There's a Sticky Rent House up into the wall. There'll be a lapped car, I do believe. So 21 Mustang looking good back here in the back half of the pack. Lando leading that bunch. Dan the Man still in second, looking loose off that turn number 2. Second place, might mess around and catch him. So all kinds of issues here. Another seam grab by Dan the Man. Bad Martin needing all those points. He grabs some wall on the way through. And that'll be the end of stage number 1. So Typical is taking stage number 2. Typical is taking stage number 1 and stage number 2. It'll be Typical, Dan the Man, Bad Martin, Anxious Yeti getting the 4th position, and Shepard rounding up the top 5. So a little mix up in the 4th and 5th position there for stage number 2. But the top 3 kindly remains the same. Lando taking 6th place, Trav Nation in 7th, Hollywood in 8th, G-Dog in 9th, and It's Bob Drew rounding up the top 10. So we'll be looking at one pit here in stage number 3, as we'll be looking at around 63 laps or 68 laps, I'm sorry. 68 to 69 laps. Yeah, this is Ruthless Racing Series regular season finale at all. We're right here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the bell, subscribe. Don't miss any of this action. As next Tuesday, not Thursday, due to Thanksgiving, we will be having our non-points all-star race at the New Hampshire Roval. And yes, Typical is going to be starting on the pole right here again. Bad Martin on the outside pole, though, this time, as Dan the Man goes back to third. And we're going to come into turn number 1. Got a lot of people jumping down into the inside. Project 62 thought about it a couple times. And everybody coming off that corner hot this time. And a lot of braking down into these turns as it takes to make these turns. And Typical out in that lead once again. Oh, 48 gets up there way high. There you hear it first. Might have Skew Car try and make that New Hampshire Roval race. So if you want to see Skew Car race, possibly next Tuesday. Typical is riding that high side, something we've not seen out of him this evening. Bad Martin holding on to second for the moment. As no caution so far, as I did see the 48 get around. Oh, he is around, a lot around. And there's the commentator's curse. As it's the minute I mentioned it, there was a caution. And that is Anxious Yeti and Shepherd. Unfortunate. 2 top 5 contenders here in stage number 2. Now wrecked out in stage number 3. And that is going to bring out a manual caution here. So, yep, commentator's curse. As I was saying it, I seen that 48 break loose. And there it went. So, good deal, guys. As this caution will bring us down, get a lap back for Jared. As most everybody will come down for service this time by. I agree, Skew Car. I do believe this restart will be interesting, as we're going to see the pit road tango take place. Get to see all the carnage that is pit road on NASCAR Heat 5. Now, some guys possibly just going to take some right sides here, try to gain some spots on this restart. Somebody like Trav Nation could have benefited from a move like that. Oh, as Anxious Yeti, I guess, will go from wreck to first place. So Anxious Yeti going to look to be on the pole here this restart, and looking at the field so far, I do believe this will be interesting. Coming down to the Skew Car restart zone this time, we'll be going green. 62 controls the field. 47-21 up there in the top 4 as well. As we will go green next time by. This is a great moment to say please subscribe to Ruthless Racing right here on YouTube. Don't miss any of this action that takes place on Thursdays, as our playoffs start in 2 weeks. Next week will be our All-Star. Oh! Got one around back there. The Shepherd got bit by the caution monster. We'll see if this will take off another lap or not. Nope, we're going to go green this time. 62 is going to get off to a good start and have the lead here early in stage number 3. As this is going to be a wicked restart, I do believe. We're going to have to go off the nose of the 62 to see what's going on here. As you can see, that backwards pack is going to slow up some of those faster guys and allow 62 and the 43 to kind of get out here and dance by themselves. Whoever that is. Oh, looks like Shepard succumbed to engine failure. So we'll see if that impacts his playoff hopes, as he does not have a win here. 21 of Trav did start 4th place to start this fiasco. Oh, 47 contact up into the wall, and they're just going to keep coming. As 47, gets back out of it. 3 wide down the backstretch. 4 to the far inside. 16 in the middle. Oh, Seema's there somewhere. Can he hold it? 16 does a good job. Gets out on the high side, getting above Trav Nation. Trav Nation's going to go back in. Oh, gives a hard bump to the 4. That's who he's fighting against tonight, and he gives him the bumper to go by. So already, stage 3, looking to not make any friends. There goes Trav Nation giving him the old Dale Earnhardt shuffle. So we'll see how this battle's going to play out, as we'll stay right here on that 21. So Trav Nation needs every point. You can see that 4 battling for those points against that 21. He's right there on that bumper. As we've got a good battle right here. We need that 4 and 21 battle, as it is for the playoff spot. 21 said he will do whatever it takes. He will be in the playoffs. And he has proven that so far here. We're going to try to get on with the Bad Martin. See what he's looking at here, as he is battling back here in the back of this pack. Been a stronger contender most of the race. Dan the Man back there too. Both strong cars find themselves back in this field in stage number 3. Project 62 way up on the wall, Larson line. Oh, Trav gets one up again. 16 gets another shuffle. We're going to call that the Dale Earnhardt shuffle. Door to door with the 4 this time is the 21. Hit him with the shuffle just a few laps ago. So that's 21 that said he will do whatever it takes. He is playoff racing. And, yeah, he's putting them down if he gets up to him here. We're going to see Joey Logano blood in this young man. Oh, 21 gets too much wall that time. So Karma maybe comes back to grab him up there on that concrete. As we got Typical back up into the lead. And, yeah, he's about a turn ahead. As this is how it looked in stage number 1. As this time by, we will have 47 remaining at the line. At the line, as 140 laps here in the race total. It was around 69 laps when we went green. One caution so far for the evening. Literally, as I was commentating, there hadn't been any monsters. Any cautions. I was reading caution monster. Yeah, there wasn't any monsters until stage number 3. We had one monster so far tonight. Jay Santos, hey, thanks for coming through. This is our regular season finale, and you're watching Typical out here in a dominating lead, 46 laps remaining. As he keeps stretching the lead, Bob Drew has found himself back up to second. Bob Drew had some issues in stage number 2. Was a front runner here in stage number 1. And like I said, just dropped back to that pack. But found himself up here in second once again. Bad Martin in third, needing every point he can get. So it probably puts Trav Nation somewhere around 4th position. And this is important for Trav Nation. He needs that car in front of him not to finish in front of him. He needs that car to finish as many spots as possible behind him this evening. But he's trying to take this. He's trying to take this 21 team to the playoffs here in Ruthless Racing, to take on the Ruthless Championship as the path to the Ruthless Championship, to see who is the most ruthless driver in all of racing. As stage number 1 Ruthless Champion will be making history as just that, the first champion. Alan Cartel would like to make a special announcement tonight. I am happy to welcome 12 great Grand Fishies. Updates to come. So, I'm guessing he had some fish procreate other fish. Congratulations, Grandfather Alan. Everybody congratulate Grandfather Fish Alan. Yeah, Burton could not do anything with it, but Trav Nation's trying to, as he needs that point that's right there ahead of him. As you can see up here, that's a battle for 5th right here between the 43 and the 34. Fish 7. It's good. There's Typical out there. Pretty dominating lead. He is about a turn ahead of everybody. As he exits, they enter. Bob Drew, that is the one who's entering behind him, as you can see. That is Typical up there ahead of him. It's Bad Martin behind Bob Drew there. And that is Trav Nation behind him. And Dan the Man found himself worked up back through the field now, as that is who you see peeking behind Trav Nation back there. Lando Conley straggling back. 6 car gets off. Possibly his pit. Going to do it early. A couple of people's going to pit already. 35 laps remaining here in stage number 3. So we're going to try to catch who got in there. That was 21 of Trav Nation early pit. 6 of Bob Drew pit. So we'll see how that works out. Possible good move if he doesn't lose too much time here. Typical still your leader, stretched the lead out quite a bit now as Bad Martin is now in second place. Trav Nation coming off pit road now. Good pit and exit for him. So we'll see how that works out for that 21 team. Sticky Renhouse coming down pit road for his service now. Didn't expect us to get this many guys pitting at this moment. Possibly the tires an issue. And this is typical. He is about half a track ahead at the moment. A full 9-second lead. Dan the Man is now your second place car. If I can get to him here. Oh, I seen some contact back there. 43 around. We'll see if that brings out a caution. Unfortunate event there. We'll see what comes of that. That might be not so good for someone like Trav Nation, who's banking on the leader to pit. So far, still green. Typical still ahead. And looks to be so as he keeps stretching out his lead. 9.5 seconds at this moment. So Dan is going to pit this time. Or so. Yep, that is what is happening. So there goes his pit. And we'll see what Typical decides to do, as he will do the same. Pit this time. Alright. So we'll see what that means. We'll see what that means for Trav Nation. Because he needs that. He needs those laps back if he lost any. Got 27 laps remaining here in stage number 3. There we go. We got Anxious Yeti. Took no tires to lead. Was a mistake. Took right sides, man. Right sides. It's a good pit for our leader, so we'll see where he comes back out on the track. He is only in second position. So, yeah, he's going to be chasing down the 17 of G-Dog, who is actually going to have to pit, but is a lap ahead. As you can see, they have already passed him back up, so Typical will be your leader when he comes back around, off of that 9.5 second lead when he had pit. Looking around Dan the Man to be possibly up front here. I'm not quite sure though. There's Typical, as he will definitely be our leader. As you can see, he is on the tail of a lot of people who have already pit, and he is going to be faster on those fresher tires, as the 6 of Bob Drew is in second position. And you can see Project 62 about to get worked on and possibly lapped here late in stage number 3, as we got 21 laps remaining. The 6 of Bob Drew is in second place. As you can see, he is about half of a straightaway away from Typical in that 3. Barring any late restarts, though, Typical looking in good fashion to win, I believe, his 4th race of the season. As we'll have 20 to go this time by. And there's Bad Martin looking to take second position. And he is going to clear Bob Drew and take over second place. There's a 62 car. And he's got a lot of action going on in front of him, as we watched him get overtaken by the 3 car just a few laps ago. This is the Ruthless Racing Series regular season finale at Iowa. Right now, Typical is your leader. As Trav Nation was looking as 1 point to the good before the race, but when the green flag dropped, he was below the cut line due to his starting position, and I'm not quite sure where he's at exactly right now, but I do believe I see the guy ahead of him there that he needs to be ahead of, possibly. I'm not quite sure. Can't tell where Trav Nation is on the track at the moment. And there's Jared. He was 12 points above. He's not had the greatest of races tonight, so that could have worked into Trav Nation's favor, as he gained on him and Bad Martin gained on Travis. Possibly Travis could sneak in there doing better than Jared. It's a lot of tight races here in regular season finale, as we'll see how the points work out. And if Hollywood gets onto him quick enough at the end of the race, could possibly have them live, see who is going to be playoff racing in 2 weeks. As Bad Martin is your second place driver still. And he is nearly the full straightaway ahead of the rest of the field. Typical is. Just proving that his lead is just as dominant as it was in stage number 1, as we have 12 laps remaining here. Typical, if he does win the race, and after winning both stages, I'm not sure if he would finish up, though, as a regular season champion. Yeah, sorry, Jay. I usually do interact with the chat. I just kind of focused on the action. Regular season finale, cutoff race. A lot of close battles out there on the track this evening. That's cool, though, to see Harvick whenever he was so young. out there, young raw talent before going to the Cup Series. Alright, we're down to 9 remaining now. So single digits out there on the lap counter. And Typical is nearly half a track ahead now, as the 4 is in second place. So bad news for Trav Nation there. But hopefully the Travis fiasco possibly, or the Jared fiasco possibly propels Travis still into the playoffs. Lando, another one right there. See how he's going to finish. Trav Nation has had a pretty good night. No top 5 points yet. But I do not believe Lando has secured any top 5 finishes tonight either. And not quite sure where Trav Nation is running at the moment. But it's going to be very close to him making those playoffs. He's going to be right there on the fringe, as he tries to make these final 6 laps. As we got another one low and slow there late. That's the 47 of Sticky Rent House. There's Dan the Man. I do believe he's running third. He could possibly be running lower than, or fourth or something. That is Bad Martin there in second. This is Bob Drew in third. Typical just literally half of the track ahead. And there's 4 laps remaining. We're going to get on board with Typical, as he will be doing his victory burnout once he gets around. 3 laps remain. Stage number 3 right here, regular season finale. The first of many to come for Ruthless Racing Series, right here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. Right here's Typical coming up on some lap or slower traffic, but in no threat of losing his lead. Not this time anyhow. He's got 2 laps remaining, and then he can burn them down. Possibly a regular season championship in his future. All depends on the points. I'm not sure if Hollywood secured that by just starting the race. Nonetheless, it's cool to keep you all on your toes about it. Typical's trying to get through this lap traffic, and that's going to be taking the final lap right there. Typical, your winner, as we'll see him come back around. To take his burnout. Hey, 888 up there on the screen right now for all you out there. So that is the regular season finale from Iowa for Ruthless Racing Series. As you're going to see, Typical was your winner. And I will get you the finishing order whenever it comes around. Yeah, big spin out there for that 3 car. Good burnout for him. Good stuff. He kind of gave us a good one there. It's more for the driver than anybody. It's something you don't get to do on these racing games, is to get a burnout and, you know, kind of give that opportunity here at Ruthless Racing Series. So there is typical your race winner from Iowa, the regular season finale. It is race 8 too. That's pretty crazy. Got 10 people in here this evening. And that will finish your race right here. Typical first position, Bob Drew in second. Dan the Man third. Trav Nation getting a fourth place finish. He actually did finish ahead of Bad Martin by quite a bit. So actually we'll see. Not sure what happened. Bad Martin possibly... He finished sixth, so I'm not sure what happened. We'll see. We'll check in and see what happened there. Bob Drew in second. Dan the Man third. Trav Nation fourth. Hollywood rounding up the top five. Bad Martin finished sixth. G-Dog seventh. Anxious Yeti eighth. Ninth was Lando Extendo. Sticky Renhouse was in 10th. 11th and 12th, I apologize. That was Shepard in 12th, I'm sure. And who would that have been up there? Not sure. Sorry. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. Lando, maybe? But anyways, we'll see how those points get situated. And try to find this running order again. Got typical Bob Drew and Dan the Man that we're going to add in here. So hang with us as we get everybody in here. We'll try to get them on, get them interviewed. Dan the Man joins first, finishes third tonight. Was already into the playoffs, just needed to make the start to be playoff eligible. Done it all, got the podium as well. Overall, how'd you feel the regular season went, and then how did you like the race?
I just hopped in. I don't know if you're talking to me. Are you
Oh
talking to
yeah,
me?
I was talking to you. Yeah, sorry.
All right. Yeah. Like you might have to start over because I just
Okay,
barely got
yeah, you're good. You kind of already solidified yourself in there with the win earlier on in
Yeah.
the year, and you know, got third place here tonight though. Kind of locked yourself in real good on points wise. So, what'd you think about the regular season so far? And
Not bad.
how'd the race go?
Not bad. Like I had to leave and like go and work on my car like a little bit, and I had to start in the back. I think the first stage, did I get second? Second stage, I did all right. Like the third stage, I got caught right in the center of the track, and I spun, and I dropped to the back, and then I had to fight my way back up there. I was actually lucky to get third. Like Martin, I'm not sure what happened to Martin. Someone got into him, or like he got loose. But like not a bad day.
Well, that's good to hear. But for the season, what did you think about so far in all the races you've been in?
I like the races. I wish that there was damage on, you know. But as far as the racing, I like the racing.
That's good to hear. Glad you got third. Glad you're in the playoffs, in the first Ruthless Racing playoffs. So congratulations on that. And next got Bob Drew, first start here in Ruthless Racing Series, so no playoff implications for him, but gets second place in his first start. Started up there, up front early, but had a lot of issues in the middle of the race, but recovered quite nicely. What'd you think about it, Bob?
Oh, I had fun. I know 90% of these guys, so I know they're all good guys to race around. But yeah, I hit the brakes going high, trying to test it out, and then I wrecked myself. And I kept doing it. I had a fast car, so I just worked on it in that final stage. I got a good restart on that restart with everybody. I got the bottom, luckily, and that's all I was hoping for. Just race my way up there.
Well, that's good. to hear. Glad you enjoyed the racing. Glad to have you in here. Possibly make these playoffs a little more interesting. Look to see you in this booth a little more often here this rest of the season.
Yeah, I'd like to get a team for next season.
I hear you. We don't really do teams in here, but might possibly.
We don't want teams.
Yeah.
Teams mean
Everybody's
fighting.
buddies. Everybody helps. They're all
Yeah.
good people.
Yeah, we just kind of
Everybody in
just
here is
kind
good,
of
good
free
people.
flow.
They help each other out.
It's not always trauma, but it is sometimes.
I've had fun with all these guys all the time.
Yeah,
I'm happy to be here. I'm glad I got invited.
I'm not talking about you, buddy.
Yeah, teams sometimes they bring their own issues. And then, but good to have you, Bob. Congratulations on your second place finish tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and no stranger here to the first place spot on the podium here in Ruthless Race Series is typical, as he sweeps the race, and it's going to be close for that regular season championship. I'm not quite sure if he got it, but I think it'll be close. What'd you think about the race this evening?
We were all out there struggling, and he was just out there like it was nothing.
Cruising. Yeah.
Yeah, I seen stage number one.
He was
had a,
driving very close to the wall. Actually, you know what I mean? Like once I started like to follow his line, like I started getting quicker. But I couldn't quite put it on the wall the way that he was, you know?
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even get close to it. I didn't. If I looked at it, I'd spit out.
Yeah, I need like a little more time, but I think I made my car a little better and go back, do a little work on it, and hopefully like the next time I come here, it'll be a little better. We'll see.
Well, that's good. Yeah, so you guys, all but Bob, you two going into the playoffs here. We'll start with you, Dan the Man. What do you kind of look forward to try to get done?
What's the next track? What do we got?
Let me get you, look it up here real quick. So we got Atlanta, first round of the playoffs.
Not a huge fan of Atlanta, but I'm just gonna go out there and like race as hard as I can, and you know, and let's see if I can get some decent finishes. See if I can get, you know what I mean, like another win. I guess that would be a good goal.
Yeah, round of
I
8
guess
will consist of Atlanta and Indianapolis. So
Oh, I hate Indy.
fast and tire-wearing track, and then a very technical track there in the first round. What about for you, Typical? How are those tracks for you? Well, there you got it. Guy's been dominating all year, and he likes the first round of the playoffs. So we'll see if he makes it on into the round of 6. But I'm going to jump over there into that Ruthless party chat. Hollywood wants to jump over there, so if you guys want to stay in the booth, jump over there. Alright guys, so everybody in here is live and on the air. What's happening? Alright. We'll see who made it. As Ruthless Nation, be sure to tune in next Tuesday, not Thursday, Tuesday, for a non-points all-star race from the New Hampshire Oval. As you know, if you are a fan of Ruthless Racing, we went there earlier on in the year for the Clash. Typical was the winner of that. So we'll see how that goes, and Skew Car possibly going to make an appearance and race in that. So we'll see how it goes. That's right. We got Hollywood. He's got it. You heard it here first, fresh off the press. Trav Nation, Bad Martin make the playoffs. Wasn't easy for those two drivers, but they were able to get it done, and that is your Ruthless 8, as they will take on Atlanta here in 2 weeks. Hey, it was awesome, good racing. Stage 1's late stage 3, typical, kind of gets out to a domination lead, but other than that, it was really tight there, especially in stage 2, around mid-pack. Travis battling for every spot all night. Got to watch a lot of good action off of his bumper. Seen you getting a lot of good battles out there. So, overall, it's a pretty good season finale here. Regular season, anyways.
It wasn't just bottom section on the top because we needed to, so I had a good time.
My chat, or my
Anybody
thing.
in here want to say anything?
I want to go in and work on my car right now.
What's up with your chat? Stu?
Weren't bad.
So unfortunately, there was something wrong with my stream there, and it didn't get any of your points.
What do you mean?
For some reason, it was dead screened for some reason. Like blue screened out.
Can you guys hear me on the stream?
Yeah.
Should I just type it in there?
No, see, it's good now. I don't know what the problem was. Like, on my screen, I was on the game, but for some reason on the chat, it said it was just like blued out. So I had to press the home button and come back in. So it didn't get any other points, but they did hear me talking about who made it, so.
Yeah, Martin and Travis will transfer into the playoffs.
Right, yeah. So before the race, it was Jared and Travis. Travis up 1, then Martin jumps 2 spots, gets into the playoffs. Trav hangs on to the last spot. Jared falls out, and Lando also missing the playoffs. Good battle from all these guys, but the Ruthless 8 is who they are, and they are set as they will take on Atlanta in 2 weeks. So please subscribe, like the stream, comment if you're interested. Tell us what you do or don't like. But Tuesday we will take on New Hampshire Oval non-points all-star race for Ruthless Racing Series. hopefully we'll see a lot of our drivers there. I understand it is Thanksgiving week, so if you're able to make it, please come by, watch us. If you're able to make the race, please, drivers, make the race. But Ruthless 8 is set, so please tune in Tuesday to catch us take the All-Star race. As always, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.